All right, 7th graders, lesson 64, adding signed numbers. And again, signed just means if I have a 4 like that, I would assume it's a positive 4. But that's the sign, or if I have a negative 4, that's the sign. So we're talking about signed numbers. We're talking about this sign in front of them. However, normally we just write a 4 that way when it's positive. We don't actually include the sign. However, we always include the negative symbol. So we're talking about signed numbers. We're talking about these symbols here in front of them. And since we worked last time with parentheses, we're also going to be including some of these signed numbers in parentheses to help us understand the order of operations and if we're adding or subtracting these types of numbers. All right, if you add a positive number plus another positive number, your answer will be positive. If we were to add, say, two negative numbers, okay, a negative number and another negative number, we know that they're going to be negative. If we add a positive number and a negative number, it could be positive or negative. It just depends which of them would be bigger. If the positive number would be bigger, then our answer would be positive. If the negative number was bigger, then our answer would be negative. So that's what we want to work on here today. Get a number line in here. All right, and it shows a negative 2 in parentheses plus negative 3 equals a negative 5. So in this instance, I start at 0, I go up, I go to negative 2, I go up again and I go negative 3, and I go down there and I see I'm at negative 5. So adding two negative numbers results in another negative number. If we add two positively signed numbers, we should get a positive number as well. We start at 0, we add 2, go up and add 3 more. I'm left with a positive 5. What happens though when we add a positive and a negative number? Again, it depends on which one is larger. So in your book they show a positive 3 plus a negative 5. So in this case we see that the negative 5 is a larger number. So our answer is going to be negative as well. So we start at 0, we go positive 3, and now I got to go negative 5. Go down there and I see I'm at a negative 2, which is what the answer is. So because this number is larger and it's also negative, our answer should be negative. Okay, and the next one shows the opposite. Negative 3 plus a positive 5 equals a positive 2. In this instance, the positive number is larger, the 5 is larger again, but it's positive this time, so our answer should be positive as well. So we start at 0, we go to negative 3, go up there, and I go positive 5, room here, and I'm at positive 2. So again, because the positive number was bigger, our answer should be positive. All right, example 1, find each sum, and for A here, I've got a negative 54 plus a negative 78. How do you do this type of problem? Well, the best way again is to add the two, 78 plus 54, because you notice there's a plus symbol there. I haven't put my negative symbols because I know they're both negative, so my answer will be negative. But I'm going to add them. 8 plus 4 is 12, carry the 1, 7 plus 5 is 12, plus 1 more is 13. So my answer is a negative 132. For B, I've got a positive 45 plus a negative 67. So in this case, what am I going to do? I've got a 45 and a negative 67. I could do it two ways. I want to subtract. I have to subtract. But the question is, should I subtract 45 from 67, 67 from 45? Either way, it really wouldn't matter. But because I like the larger number on top, I'm going to subtract them. 7 minus 5 is 2. 6 minus 4 is 2. I just need to remember, because this number is larger, my answer also has to be negative. So I'll put that negative symbol down in there. And then for C here, I've got a negative 92 plus a positive 92. And I know a positive and negative, they will equal a 0. All right, example 2 here. I've got a bunch of numbers. All right, we can solve this problem now. We've got a negative 3 plus a negative 2 plus a positive 7 plus a positive 4. So, because they're all pluses and minuses, it doesn't matter. I should do them all left to right. So, negative 3 plus a negative 2 will be a negative 5 plus a positive 7 plus a negative 4. So I should do these one at a time. Show my work as I go along. Negative 5 plus a positive 7 will be a positive 2 plus a negative 4. Positive 2 plus a negative 4 will be a negative 2 as my final answer there. There's a few other ways that you could do it. You could have done these two together and these two, so that you would have had a negative 5, and over here a positive 7 plus a negative 4 would have been a positive 3. So you'd have a negative 5 plus a positive 3, which also would equal a negative 2. So a few different ways to do each of these. All right, in this instance, negative 2.5 plus a negative 3 1/3. Because they're both negatives, I'm going to write them as though they were positive 2.5 plus 3 1/3. Because by combining these two negatives, I should get a larger number that's just negative. So because I am doing that, I'm going to make a larger number and then just automatically call it negative down here. So 1.5 plus 1/3. I'm going to have to make it into 6, 3, 6, and 2, 6. And add those together for 5, 6, and 2 plus 3 is 5. And then because I've got my negative symbol here, I have the correct answer. By adding these two, I would have gotten a large negative number, negative 5 and 5, 6. But sometimes it's easier just to put them together and we'll get the answer. And we're able to do that because both of these would have made that same large number. All right, B here, we've got a positive 4.3 plus a negative 7.24. So again, a couple of ways to do this. I could do 4.3 minus 7.24, or I could do 7.24 minus 4.3. But because this number is larger, my answer is going to be negative. So 7.24 minus 4.3, put a 0 in here, 4, regroup here, that'll be 9, 6 minus 4 is 2, and then I have to add my negative symbol here, because this is a negative number and it's larger. Again, if you just want a quick clue with a number line, to kind of see what we did, if you have a positive 4, so we would have been out here, 0.3 somewhere around there, we go up, now we go negative 7, so 4, 5, so we'd be just around negative 3 right here. So this would be our positive 4, and this would be our negative 7, just using rounded numbers just to estimate to kind of see. And this number down here is real close to negative 3. So even though I subtracted these two, we're still doing what's happening here because we realize the negative is up here by the larger number. Example 4, on one stock trade, Tim lost, so that would be expressed in a negative $450. On a second trade, he gained $800, so that would be a positive $800. What was the net result of the two trades? Again, the positive number is larger here, so my answer is going to be positive. But what am I going to do with these two numbers? Well, if I add them together, I'll get like 1,200, and that's not true. He actually lost a lot of money, and 400 is about half of 800, so it should end around 400. So what I will do is I'll do 800 minus $450, 0 minus 0 is 0, 10 minus 5 is 5, 7 minus 4 is 3, and because the larger number is positive, I'm going to keep this number positive. I'm not going to put a negative symbol in there, which makes sense. I have a positive 800. This is a negative close to, if I round it, 400. So 800 and minus 400 is going to be round minus a negative 4 or a positive 400, and 350 is close to 400. That's it for today. You can get started on your lesson practice.